Hey guys, welcome back to Weaver's Woodshop. Today I'm going to show you how I managed to do a deep pour with tabletop epoxy. What I'm doing here is, yes, I am doing a sosugiban, or however you pronounce it. I'm burning wood on top of wood. So yes, but I did manage to get a deep pour just over an inch thick with tabletop epoxy, and I researched and Googled and YouTubed and every other kind of search engine, and my epoxy of choice is Wise Bond, and I'm sure with any epoxy brand you can pretty much do the same thing that I did and pretty much get the same results that I did, and the results were good. It was kind of time consuming because with Wise Bond they say you can only go up to a 1/4 inch. I went a little shy of that just to be safe. I treated it just like a tabletop, and I went ahead and I actually did 2 seal coats just to be sure to get that bottom layer of the picture frame here. I spread it out and I torched it. Again, I treated it just like a tabletop. I did nothing different than I would have done with the tabletop. And I spread it out with, the flat side of the trowel there, and torched it. Then after it dried for about 3.5, 4 hours, then I went ahead and I did another base coat. And for the Wise Bond, that's what everyone said to do. About 3.5, 4 hours. They said wait till it gets tacky. Wait till it will no longer stick to like a Jello stick or your stir stick or whatever, but to where it's still tacky, and then you're good to go ahead and pour another coat. Again, that may differ from brand to brand. I'm not sure. I can only speak for Wise Bond. This is in no way an instructional film. This is just what I did and what worked for me. And I'll also say that throughout this film, if you see my lips moving a lot or if you see my head bebopping, it's just me singing along, because I've always got music playing in the background. So don't think that I'm, doing anything other than singing along. So enjoy, and let's see how the process turned out. I will say that it was a positive outcome. So here we go. And while we're at it, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button down there at the bottom, I sure would appreciate it. Even though this is just real thin seal coat, notice I just went over it real fast with the torch just to take care of any possible bubbles. I didn't want anything popping up later on down the line that was going to give me some problems. So that would be my advice. Go ahead and torch it. And on that second seal coat, I also started pouring around the edges there. I didn't want any air to get out that way and cause any problems for me. So that's what I was doing here, getting around the edges like that, so I would seal it down and not cause any problems for me that way. All right, and as you can see here, I got the pictures of them 2 great looking grandsons there, and ladies, just contain yourselves. They are not old enough to date just yet. So, but give them another, according to their mother, probably about 35 years, and maybe they'll be old enough. The first couple layers of epoxy did go ahead and dry, and honestly, that was not intentional. I ran out of epoxy, but anyways, it turned out to be much better and much easier, because with the epoxy dry, I was able to place the pictures exactly where I wanted them. And right here from this angle, you can't see, I also have their names and their birth dates next to each of them. And that made it so much simpler. I think, I don't know, just because I didn't do it while it was tacky. And I went ahead and I spread it with that 1/4 inch notch of the trowel, and went ahead and spread it on just like normal. I wasn't real sure what to expect here, honestly, just because, as you know, the epoxy gets warm as it starts to do its thing. So I went ahead and poured it on. There were a couple little dry spots after I got done pouring it, and I added a little bit more. Again, I did not go real thick. I did not go to the 1/4 inch for the simple reasons that I wasn't sure what to expect. You know, if the heat from the epoxy doing its thing and the pictures, if there would be some sort of adverse reaction, I didn't know. And here you can also see that I started pouring it directly on the wood. So that's what we got going on here. So here we are towards the end of the video. As you can see, everything's went just as planned. Again, I treated it just like a tabletop. I never went more than a 1/4 inch per pour. Waited between 3 and 4 hours, you know, till it got just a little bit tacky. It did get down into the 50s over this weekend, so I had me a little heater there in the shed and kept it between 70 and 80, you know, the whole time while it was in there. And again, it went just as planned. I spoke to people, I followed the directions, and everything was hunky-dory. The only thing is it did take a little bit of time. But it leveled out just like it was supposed to. and everything was fine. You'll get to see the reveal in part 2 of this video, you know. So if you would do me a favor and hit that like and hit that subscribe and share this video so other people that are looking for maybe a cheaper way to do a deep pour than going out and spending the money for the deep pour epoxy, because ultimately that's what led me here to this. Was, you know, I'm doing a project for a family member here and was trying to save a little bit of money, and so that's what led me to doing this homework and asking some questions. So hit that like and that subscribe, and even hit that little bell over there, and then you'll know when part 2 of this video comes out, and you'll be able to see the end results. I think it came out pretty good. So anyways, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more Weaver's Woodshop.